parade capabilities, and we bring in judges that are on an approved list, and it's adds to the festivities. And the nearby towns do this also. I know some of the bands that are coming here in the morning on Saturday will be going to Houston's parade in the afternoon, so they make a day of it and enjoy it, and a couple of competitions and so on. So
who will the judges be?
Judging music will be Terry McLean. She is the band director at Iberia, and from a small school, and has judged quite a bit, and quite an extensive winning record there. The judging the marching will be Bob Rippey, the band director at Camdenton High School, and he's judged extensively. He's from a larger school. He's judged in many states and quite experienced. And then doing the general effect will be Joy Borquin, who has worked in the past with Rolla High and now works with some of our people at Yomar. So we think we've got expertise there in the three areas. They're respected, they're recognized, so this helps make it worthwhile.
We're back live from Pine Street, and Dr. David Oakley was talking about some problems that bands have when there's bad weather, but they are not going to have any problems today. It's a beautiful day for a parade. And Emmy, you said the bands are the favorite part of a parade for you. What in particular do you enjoy watching about the parade?
Well, of course, I like it all, from the majorette, from the drum major when they start down the street, and I especially like to be in the spot where they stop to play, and hopefully some of these bands this morning will be playing Christmas music to get us all in the mood for the holiday season.
I hope they stop in front of our booth so we get a special treat, you know,
Absolutely.
listening.
I agree. I love the march music. John Philip Sousa just gets your blood going. And this morning it's a little brisk out here, and that'll help.
We're looking forward to that, and we'll take a small commercial break before we continue from downtown Pine Street. The Burlington Northern behind us here, making an early appearance in the 15th annual Rolla Christmas Parade. This year's theme is Christmas Memories. And Lana Jones has some Christmas memories. What do you remember about Christmases in the past, Lana?
Oh, Christmases in the past with my family, my brothers and my grandfather coming in, just make it awfully special. The house is so full of love and warmth, and you just glow all day.
Emmy, what do you remember about Christmas memories, Christmases in the past?
Oh, I grew up on a farm, Charlotte, and Christmas was a whole lot different then than it is for me now, because we had Christmas basically on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. My dad used to take all the little ones, and there were several of us, shopping for each other on Christmas Eve morning while Mom stayed home and baked the cherry pies or raisin pies. Raisin pies is what we had for Christmas. And then we'd come home and go cut the tree and come in and string the popcorn and have a big dinner and go to bed and have Christmas the next morning, and it was all over in 2 days. But we spent the whole month of December looking forward to those 2 days. So I remember it being much simpler than it is now. I'm not saying it was better. It was a little different. But I have some very fond memories of those Christmas days.
There are 3 honorary marshals for this year's parade. Rolla Chamber President Ed Owsley now joins us to tell us about them and why the theme of Christmas memories was chosen for this year's parade.
And when our group of folks, our executive committee, and just visiting with Joanne and people on the street, so to speak, in the past, as again this year, we try to get a theme that's broad enough in scope to let everyone use their imagination. And you know, when you think about Christmas, that's the time to go home, Christmas and Thanksgiving and the holidays. And there's so many people in Rolla that the citizens, both young and old, owe a great debt of gratitude to, like our honorary parade marshals. Leola Millar has probably read as many Christmas stories to children as anyone in America when she was all the years at the library. Likewise, Gail Bowman was kind of the mother of the Chamber of Commerce and done so many good things, worked with the city, carried on with mental health, and she's just a great human being. And Fred Hartel, he's also been around. He was on our city council. He was acting mayor at a time. He's been on the board of directors of the Phelps County Regional Medical Center, and is now, I believe, the chairman of that board. So we thought those three people would be a good example of Christmas memories. So as in past themes, we try to pick something that lets everyone hopefully use their imagination. Santa Claus is about the only thing that doesn't change.
How about giving us a hint of the kinds of things we'll see on floats?
Well, we're going to see on floats some folks in, I would believe, old-fashioned costumes, and you wouldn't want me to divulge any secrets.
Oh, please, let's
well,
divulge
now,
away.
Charlotte, you're always the reporter, and you've interviewed me a lot of years about a lot of things, and you know if I'm not going to tell, I'm not going to tell. But I think you're going to be, everyone's going to be really enjoyably pleased. And I think we'll have some old-fashioned Christmas trees, maybe a rocking chair or two, and a lot of gifts and some carols, folks singing, and I just believe it's going to be nice.
What kind of memories do you have of Christmas parades in the past?
Well, this is our 15th Christmas parade, and I remember when we first talked about it at the Chamber of Commerce, and as I recall, I think with the help of the Rolla High School band, that's about the only musical organization. Well, we did have, I think, UMR's marching band, because they were doing something else that particular day, and they joined us for the Christmas parade. There was probably less than 25 units in it, and as I look back, and the nice thing about it is to see those gray-headed folks and all those youngsters with those happy smiles, and of course, waiting for the tail end and Santa Claus. And that's what I remember. Christmas to me means children, and I think that's the way it should be.
You're referring, I guess, to the parade of 1970. You had an old rundown of that, and there were things like Jim Estes' car.
Right. Well, Jim's still around.
There were a few other little cars in there, and a couple of fire trucks.
That's right. Well, you always have to have a fire truck. People say, well, why do you have a ready-mix contract vehicle or a wrecker? Well, I reflect and say to them, just go to the stores where the toys are and see what little boys and girls pick up. Little girls pick up dolls, and I'm sure there'll be some of those in the parade. And little boys like to pick up wreckers and fire engines and police cars and cement mixers and tractors, and so that's why those things are in there. It's kind of like they used to say, I remember years back, they actually have, Charlotte, horses and cows and sheep and things in the zoo in the big cities. Our kids would never know what one looked like. They wouldn't know a difference from a rhinoceros or a cow. Maybe the horn on the different end would be all.
You were talking about kids being involved in parades. I know that one problem that there is every year is the candy that gets thrown out of the vehicles.
Yes.
And the problem with kids trying to go into the street.
We've had some long and weighty discussions about that. Our police chief, Stan Spadoni, who is interested and responsible, he keeps reminding us always of safety of everyone. But it was started because, first place, when you go up the street in a parade, and you just sit there, you can smile and wave up to a certain degree, but if you've got a little favor, you just see some little boy or girl's happy face, and you have some candy or a favor to give them, that makes your trip more enjoyable than it's certainly expected of the children. So the problem being that when the little boy or girl sees that piece of candy hit the street, they don't think about the vehicle wheels or so forth, so they just rush to it. And we always put in writing, and we again express in our St. Pat board people and the police department with all their help, fire department, they will encourage people to toss the candy out toward the crowd and get it out from under the wheels. But we will have St. Pat board members walking along beside, trying to also watch the youngsters, as all the drivers of the vehicles will be warned. But it'd be kind of unhappy not to have some candy on Christmas for the youngsters.
Now, we have a Santa every year in a parade, and I heard a rumor that somebody very close and near and dear to us right here in the same room may be Santa this year?
Well, I tell you, I lost 40 pounds and gained back 20, and I don't know whether I'm fat enough to be Santa Claus or not. But there'll be somebody that'll be Santa Claus. My ho, ho, ho